All right, y'all, we back again today with another video. I know it's been a long time since my last upload, but I have a good one here today. I'm gonna do a review and an unboxing on a shoe that released in December. So I am extremely late with this review, but please stay and check out my review over here, or a returning subscriber. Please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. The engagement, it helps the algorithm. It pushes the video out to a larger audience. It motivates me more to keep going and keep making more content. So if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel. So December had a lot of releases just kind of scattered out here and there. They started to pile up one after one after one, and I had to pick and choose on, what I wanted to pick up now and what I wanted to come back to later on. So this is one of the shoes that I want to come back to later on. There's a couple more shoes, left from that month that I need to go back and grab as well. And once I get them in, I'll, review them, unbox them, and get my thoughts on them as well. But this is one from December. It does come in your normal Air Jordan, I guess 11 box, or 10s, 7s usually come in this box as well, but it's the one with the gray bottom, black lid. On top of the lid, you have the Air Jordan logo and a True Red Jumpman. Label on the box reads Air Jordan 8 Retro. This is a size 11, so it's a personal pair. Coming to the inside, you get white underneath the lid. You get that trash bag paper. No stamps, no stickers. And finally, getting to the shoes. Here you have the Air Jordan 8 Bugs Bunnies. So I did say that I wanted to come back to the shoe and pick it up a little bit later on. They didn't do too well on the initial release, and they sat in stores. A couple of pairs sat around on Sneakers app as well, so they didn't initially sell out. A lot of people had already, picked up what they wanted to pick up for that month, for the month of December. A lot of people were, getting Gammas. Still trying to get Gammas. Soulfly 3s, I think, released in December as well. So, this one kind of got pushed to the side. I did have to have this one because it is one of the original colorways in the Air Jordan 8s. And I don't really own a lot of 8s. But, I like how they executed these. These were, did come out looking better than the previous retro that released. I will put up a little side shot of the last retros, or some of the more recent retros to release, but this is the 2025 version. It does have the straps on the side. They took this from the Air Ray that released back in the 90s and incorporated it on the Air Jordan 8. To the midsole, you do get a gray and red midsole. You get that gray, white, and red pattern right up there on the panel, the side panel up there. Taking it to the other side, same thing on that side panel, gray, white, and red on that side panel, and a gray and red and white midsole down there at the bottom. One thing about this midsole, it came out pretty good. It didn't have too much glitter on it. It wasn't too glossy. I know we had an issue with the 2015 Aquas that had all the glitter on the side of it, but the Aquas from July of last year, 2025, those turned out pretty well, and these turned out pretty well also. But yeah, not too much glitter down there at the bottom. And then coming to the inside, you do get that same style pattern that came on the Aquas as well on the insole. I like how they did the side liner black, because you can wear black socks with it, or red socks with it if you want to do that, and you don't have to worry about lint getting off in the sock liner. As far as the leather goes on the upper of the shoe, there's nothing special like nothing really premium about it, but they did do a really good job compared to the 2013 retro or some of the past retros. A lot of that leather was very, very stiff, and some of the original colorways that they came out with last year, they did a really good job on them, trying to keep them as close to the original form as possible. So, and this one is no different. They did a really good job on these. That's why I had to kind of go back and grab these to kind of complete the Air Jordan 8. The Air Jordan 8 Bugs Bunnies in my possession now, as well as the Air Jordan 8 Aquas. On camera, these are giving off like kind of like very linty, like they're picking up a lot of lint, but in person, they're not as bad as they look on camera. But I will have to take like a lint brush or a lint roller and kind of go over the nubuck with it. But these turned out really well, and these did too. So the only one I'm missing from the set is the Air Jordan 8 Playoffs. I did have that shoe once, I think twice already. The first time I had it, I sold it. I don't know why. I think I wore it one time and then I sold it. And then the second time I had it, I think I got the wrong size from GOAT, so I had to ship the shoe back to GOAT and kind of get my money back. But I am looking to try to get another pair of those so I can finally complete the Air Jordan 8 set and move on to something else. But I have these two right now, and these will do. Air Jordan 8s are a very kind of like bulky shoe. They do tend to like warm up your foot when you wear them, because of that inner sock liner with the kind of like sock booty in there. When you put your your foot in there with some socks, it's gonna warm your feet up almost immediately. But that's why I say they're kind of like a fall and wintertime shoe. When I do wear my Air Jordan 8s, I do kind of like loose lace them, so unloose the straps and kind of loose lace the laces inside. That way it's kind of giving me my foot kind of like some room to breathe inside the shoe, instead of having it just tight as possibly can. I said before, this is a release that came out in December. I am pretty late with the review, but once I get something in, I will do my best to upload a video and get my thoughts and opinions on the shoe. I don't care how late I am with the shoe. I don't care how early I am with the shoe. I don't care how many times you guys have seen the shoe. This is a sneaker channel, and I just voice my thoughts and opinions on the release. One more thing before we go about the shoe, there's another shoe that I wanted to kind of compare this to. It is the Air Jordan 7 Hair. So another Looney Tune Bugs Bunny inspired shoe. This is the 2015 pair. Yeah, I just wanted to bring the shoe out and kind of compare it to like the actual Bugs Bunnies. So these are the 8s and these are the 7s. They do need to re-retro these. I've said this a number of times that this is the 2015 pair. This isn't as close to the original form. They need to bring these back, as well as some of the other 7s. But for now, this will have to do, and we have the Bugs Bunnies as well to kind of have a placeholder. But these do need to make a return. And speaking of 7s, we are scheduled to get the Air Jordan 7 Murals. They just announced that like a couple of hours ago, but I am excited about that one because we don't get too many 7s, but I'll talk about that in a later video. And like I always tell you guys, all work is easy work when you're doing what you love to do. Y'all stay blessed, and I'll catch y'all next time.